Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, they're inside. Chris Paul is out there at 4, and it's Butler in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. So he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, you know, it was interesting. The Knicks did not come up with more wins than losses against the West last year, but they were almost 500, 14 and 16 against the Western Conference.
More on the Knicks in the West. For the East, that was one of their better records against the Western Conference.
Oh, it makes sense. The Knicks have the style and mentality to play a more Western type game. In other words, getting up and down the floor, scoring big points, and really running as hard as you can on every possession. Anticipating that pass so well. Beautifully done.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. DeAndre Jordan, the 35th pick out of Texas A&M back in 2008, and he said going in the second round slot, it was pretty tough, but I knew I would come in and work hard and prove everyone wrong. He stepped into a starting role last season, and alongside Blake Griffin, gave the Clippers probably the most athletic front court in the NBA. He said, I never questioned myself. I felt good about my decision then, and I love where I'm at now. Guys?
All right, Doris. He's playing a big role on a team that's on the rise.
And Jordan's still refining his game. I mean, but working with Blake Griffin has really inspired him to be at his best. You know, when you think about it, Blake Griffin, Kevin, has great hands, great skill, and I think he will develop a very good jump shot. Once he gets that, watch out.
Stoudemire gets whistled for a loose ball foul. That's his first foul. The Clippers in the lead. Griffin a screen on Bibby. And Paul gets it to go in. And for Blake Griffin, as you said, the potential is there offensively. Stevie's already devastated.
About 47 points in a game back in January. Most for a player 21 years or younger since Michael Jordan almost 3 decades ago. So, yeah, Blake Griffin, unlimited potential.
Took him no time at all on that one. And it's a foul. Anthony taking him down. Here's Stoudemire. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. It's on Caron Butler.
Come on, fella. Power it down. That dunk was ridiculous.
There was absolutely nobody that was going to get in the way of that.
Not when he's coming with that much force. Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just glides and making the D look silly.
Yeah, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
And Griffin backs in. Now Stoudemire defending. Griffin's shot is off.
That's an easy shot there. That's a shot that he should make more often than not.
And it's Smith missing.
He should make that one, guys. He had a pretty good look at the basket, just couldn't get it to go.
Offensive rebound. Stepped in the line, not about there, and that will push them to position.
You know, something distracted him. The guy just kind of profiled right out of bounds.
Knicks trailed by 4.
Well, the Clippers made so much improvement last year, but one area they struggled, they only went 13 and 17 against the weaker Eastern Conference. So that's a number they'd like to improve upon this year.
Nick Young's checked in for the Clippers. Now here's Anthony. Looking for his first bucket of the game. You know what? Some solid defense from Butler. We talk about those Eastern Conference teams and making those road trips to the West. Even the Clippers were not an easy opponent to play for them.
No, not at all. I mean, the Clippers might have been a Cinderella playoff team if they were in the East. I mean, with that 23-18 home record. And the West has so much talent, top to bottom, that's on display every night.
Clippers leading by 4. Young from outside. Tyson Chandler grabs the board. There's a minute 34 left in the first half of the game. And Stoudemire with the basket on the assist by Smith. 15-point for Stoudemire. Puts it up. And it's good. Through contact, it's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, this is a Knicks team that has been built through free agency and trades. Of course, when you're in New York, you're a very attractive destination for free agency. And that's why they have gone that route rather than through the draft.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, well, the Clippers traded away their first-round pick last season to the Cavs. At the time, because the draft was not supposed to be that great, they didn't think too highly of it, saying they didn't see anyone they particularly thought of that high in the draft. But it ended up being the #1 overall selection. We'll see how that pick pans out over the next several years, guys.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
You know, it certainly isn't paying off in the short term.
Well, obviously, after the fact, you say, well, they should have kept the pick. They'd either have Derek Williams or Kyrie Irving right now, but it's too late now. And at the time, they were just trying to save money, and they felt like they had their positions covered.
Never easy to trade picks away, you were saying, Steve, but the Knicks, Clark made up for it last year by having Fields in that second round.
Yeah, that was a big get. I mean, a really nice second-round pick for him, Kevin. The Knicks didn't draft Tony Douglas, but traded for him cheap, too. So even with moving their high pick, they still added some pretty good talent.
Scotty Walsh did a pretty good job.
He's one of the best, has been for a long time.
Young for three. They get it back. So on the clock. And Blake Griffin again. Griffin's got 6 points in the quarter.
Crashing the offensive glass is such a big part of this game.